This time on Irish Pickers, the boys are in County Kerry, where Ian struggles with some wily West of Ireland dealers.
Not a hope.
No.
Tenor?
In Killarney, Butsy channels his inner Elvis.
Since my baby left me, found a new place to dwell.
And in Dingle Bay, they meet up with Fungy, the dolphin.
There he is,
Where?
There.
Top Dublin dealer, Ian Dowling, trades in the history of the Emerald Isle.
I'm on the road with my best mate, exploring every inch of this country to find the antiques that tell the stories of Ireland.
I like to look at these doors, man. That's a nice piece of history right there.
With the help of his team, Ian turns picks
1,000 wouldn't do it for you. Shake it 16.
into profit.
$750 for the whole collection.
I'll let you have them for 18.
925, come on, man.
All right, deal.
Ali's the brains of the operation.
I need you to head towards the Ring of Kerry.
Butsy's the muscle.
Yabba dabba doo!
And Vinny's the experience.
The early bird catches the worm.
We are historical treasure hunters, and together we make an amazing team.
Dublin city centre, above Mulligan's and Pickers HQ. Office manager Ali is searching for Ian and Butsy's next pick. And the boys, well, they're on the road.
Some scenery around here, Butsy, eh?
Oh, absolutely, it's amazing.
Ian's visiting County Kerry, known since the 1st century as the Kingdom County. It's home to some of Ireland's most dramatic scenery.
There's nowhere better in Ireland than the sunshine, is there?
No, there's not.
And Ali's got their first pick lined up.
Hey, Ali, what's the story?
I need you to head to a pub in Dingle. It's called Curran's Pub.
Dingle's a long way to go for a pint, Ali. We could have stayed in Mulligan's.
Oh yeah, like that's going to stop you. This pub is definitely worth your trip, all right? So the landlord, his name is James Curran, and it's been in his family since 1871.
If it's been open for 150 years, there's definitely got to be some stuff there that's of interest.
Well, it actually gets better. Your man, James, he also used to deal in antiques. Now, he's parked that, but he still has all his stock.
I'm loving the sound of this, Ali. Awesome work.
Good luck in Dingle, OK?
See you later, Ali. Cheers.
Ian and Butsy head along the Dingle Peninsula, aiming for Dingle Town, the most westerly point on mainland Ireland.
Check it out. J. Curran Shop and Bar.
4 generations of Currans have opened these doors.
My name is James Curran. I own Curran's Pub in Dingle. You can see what we sold. We were general merchants. We sold everything. Caps, shirts, boots, everything. I started collecting about 40 years ago. The first thing I collected was a stone, so it's 4,500 to 5,000 years old. I've collected everything and sold nothing.
Hey,
How are you doing, lads?
how's it going? How are you?
doing?
James, is it?
That's right, yeah.
Pleasure to meet you.
What's your
Ali
name?
sent us down.
Ali.
Ian. Ian is my name. This
Ian.
is Mark. Butsy.
Butsy.
It's a fantastic bar. Is that Robert Mitchum from Ryan's Daughter over
That
there?
is Robert Mitchum.
Was he in here having a few drinks when they were filming?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Good taste.
It's a great photo of him there,
It is a mighty photo, yeah.
isn't it?
is,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
We're here to buy some stuff from you, James.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that,
But there's some things here you can't buy.
this stuff over here on the wall, is this...
That's odd stuff I sell, yeah.
The first thing I saw was a Killarney road sign. I asked James, was the street sign for sale? And he told me it was. I'm thinking, lovely road sign, maybe about 200 quid, tops 250. How much are we talking now?
600.
600 euro, a record price tag for any road sign in the whole of Ireland.
That's the Ryan's Daughter umbrella.
In 1969, Dingle was used as the main location for David Lean's film Ryan's Daughter. One of the props from the film is an umbrella used by actress Sarah Miles.
So this was used in the movie.
That was used in the movie Ryan's Daughter.
Is this for sale or...
Not to hope.
Thought I'd ask anyway.
The schedule for #1 camera in Ryan's Daughter.
How did you get your hands on this, James?
A man got it in the dump. Inside in the case, dumped.
So, James, would you be open to offers on that?
Forget it. Them Ryan's Daughter things, they'll be left there forever. When I die, they can have a sale.
But Ian is hoping James will make a sale in this lifetime, and his attention turns to a collection of framed advertisements.
How much for this one, so?
This one, that one.
Would you take 50 quid for this?
What age are you coming from?
What?
Where do you come from?
What are we talking?
150.
150. Yeah. Radio. What else have we got here?
You like that one, yeah?
I'm afraid to ask the price of these. How much is this one?
250.
250.
Yeah.
His prices for those signs were unrealistic. I really wanted to get the ball rolling here. James, look, I can't seem to buy anything inside, but I spotted something in the window outside. Can we go out and have a little look? And
Well, you can.
I like it because it's just, I guess it's just a bit unusual. You know, you see the kind of standard Guinness ads everywhere, but just the fact that it's got the special offers and you got the little Guinness shirt. Listen, will you take 80 for the Guinness sign? It's cardboard.
I don't care what it is. It is old. You won't get one again, will you? No, you won't.
90, do me a deal, will you?
Go on.
Sam, thanks,
90.
thanks very
Go on.
much. €90, deal done, the ball is rolling.
Ian's cracked his first dingle deal. And as Curran's bar fills with lunchtime customers, he tries his luck on a whiskey sign.
What about this little Jameson piece up here, James?
We'll give you 200 for it.
200.
Yeah, it's the real thing.
You wouldn't take 100 for that, no?
Come another bit.
Can I have a closer look at that, James?
No problem. That's it. That's the original one now. That's it.
And that's the sweeten the deal, is it?
This is thrown in as well, yeah, full bottle.
That sounds good.
I'll do it for 100 and I'll throw in the drop of whiskey too.
That's a deal.
Very well.
Thank you, James. Right, thank you. At this point, I felt things were changing. I think James realised I wasn't going to pay silly money for items. What's this back room you were talking about?
I had an antique shop there 10 years ago and I closed it down. It's there since.
It's there since. Can we go in and have a little look?
Oh, you can,
Yeah?
No.
Everything in there is for sale, I guess, yeah?
90% of it.
90% of it. I bet you I picked the 10%. I bet you money. This was already the weirdest pick I'd ever been on. And then all of a sudden, a man comes crashing through in a full wicker outfit. Turns out this outfit was a Wren boy's outfit. It's a big tradition down here that on St. Stephen's Day, the day after Christmas Day, people dress up in these outfits.
The Celtic custom of the Wren Boys Parade is centuries old. In pre-Christian times, a single wren was hunted and paraded around the village. The tradition, minus the killing of a bird, remains strong in Dingle.
Can you drink with that thing, that helmet on, or?
Correct, you can drink with anything else.
Yeah. Just a long straw. So I thought it's time to end this madness and try and get down to business and actually buy some stuff here. I'm kind of itching to see this back room of yours. I'm sure you've got a good eye, I can tell. The fact that you've got 90% of it for sale.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Ian has fought hard so far to persuade Mr. Curran to part with a few small items. But he's hoping buying becomes easier in the inner sanctum of James's antique collection.
Walk away, lads, walk away.
Butsy, there's small whiskey bottles here.
Oh, nice.
Mitchell's, Talbot Street, Dublin. This clock is nice here. Yeah.
It is nice,
Yeah. Guarantee you now whatever we like. He's going to categorise in the 10%.
He's a sharp one.
He is, man. He's a sharp one. I mean, this guy is a publican, antique stealer, and a Kerry man to boot. That's a lethal combination.
Do you like that there?
I like it, but I like that mirror in the background more. The mirrors are not antique, but they have a nice vintage look to them, and they would sell really well. Nice. Yeah, let's talk to him about that. I like the look of these doors, man. I really like these.
Are you going to go for them?
Yeah, I mean, my only worry is just every single thing that I spot here is going to be, you know, this is going to be something like £1,000 or something.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing I've seen in here so far. If we could leave it then, be a trip worthwhile straight away. WC Kindred & Son, Timber Merchants, Skibbereen. The fact that it's from Skibbereen, I mean, Cork and Kerry men famously don't get along, so maybe be happy to part with this. You don't like Skibbereen, do you?
I do like Skibbereen.
Yeah.
Yes, I sing the song now and again.
Would you take 100 for this one?
I will not take 100 for it. Forget about it. 500 is the price of that.
What about this little lantern over here? Tenner?
Stop.
Would you take 20 for this?
No.
30?
No.
40?
No.
James is one of the trickiest customers I've had to deal with in a while. What about this mirror here, James?
There's two of them there.
Two of them.
They're a pair.
Oh, there's the other one, yeah.
Yeah. 400 for the two. Rock bottom. Can't
Yeah.
go any less.
Yeah. Now, they're not old.
There's no bargain there, no. It can't go any more less than that.
Well, there's always got to be a bit of bargain.
There is no bargain in that. That's the price of them. If I said 200, you'd say who wanted to put 100, so I can't be arguing with you.
They're not particularly old now, are they?
I know they're not
Yeah,
pretty, but they're very nice.
they're
They're
fairly-
very nice. They're standing at 4.
I wasn't prepared to pay any more than $350 for this pair of mirrors. So I really had to try a different approach in order to take them away with me. So I tried to get a little package together that would offset the price of the mirrors. This, will you do this for 20 quid?
No,
No. I just kept throwing stuff at him. This here.
no, 380. That's it.
410 for the lot.
420.
How about this? 420 for the Unforgiven, this, and the mirrors.
That's a Filipino fiddle.
Yeah.
No.
God loves a trier. James doesn't, though. This Barry's Bakery, was that a shop here? And
For the shop in Tralee, that closed down 2 years ago.
would you do 430 for the Barry's Bakery, the Unforgiven, and the mirrors?
The 2 mirrors, the Unforgiven sign, and one the Barry Bakery. She's there for nothing. What will you give me for the 3 signs?
What will I give you?
Yeah, for the 3 of them.
420.
Look, I tell you what we do with them. We go 430, and I can't go any less than that.
All right, thanks, James. Thanks very much. Thank you. And I think, to be honest, I won on that one. I got what I wanted at a good price. I'm going to stick those ornate mirrors up online for €500. They're going to sell in a heartbeat. This sign here, Kel's Walk, is that from the film Bloody Sunday? Like the one in the window?
Yeah, that's the same one. They're from that.
These prop road signs are from the 2002 film Bloody Sunday, which depicts one of the darkest days of the Troubles in Northern Ireland.
We'll buy the 2 of them.
The one in the window?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 for the 2. That's it.
100 for the 2.
Go on.
Can we say 80?
90.
Okay,
Go on.
deal. 90 deal. Can I talk to you about this clock over here?
It's a 1-day clock.
A 1-day clock.
You have to wind it every day.
And she's working okay.
She was working in there when I listened.
Last time you checked. Really decorative clock with a marble inset. Really nice, but it does work. And he can get me a key. Would you take 150 for that?
Would you give me 200?
Would you take 175, James?
No problem.
Yep, sound job.
Sound job.
Thanks very much. Lovely stuff. Now we're talking, Butsy, eh?
That's it.
This is an antique clock from France, €175. I was absolutely flabbergasted that I got it for that. Now is the time to keep that momentum going and jump over to the prize item in the room, which was the doors. Where did they come out of?
They came out from a monastery in Limerick. They cost a lot of money.
A lot of money.
They did, yeah. I'd want to get 1,500 for them.
1,500.
Yeah.
Yikes. Would €1,000 in your pocket not do you any favours instead of them sitting here against the wall?
Wouldn't do for them. They're a rare thing. They're rare and very, very unique.
Coming up, will Ian get to close the deal on the doors? And the boys happen across an item that's verging on the ridiculous.
Do you like that, Butsy?
Of course I do, I love it.
At Curran's bar in Dingle, Dublin dealer Ian Dowling is bargaining hard for a pair of antique Gothic doors. But wily publican James isn't playing ball.
€1,200, James.
No, we'll have to go again. You would have no bother. You get 3,000 for those in the right place. And you know that. And I know that. Probably one of the nicest things I have inside here.
We got stuck at €1,500. I mean, I wasn't prepared to budge at that point. The problem was that James knew that these doors were the nicest items in the room, and so did I. And that's why we ended up at loggerheads.
He's tough to deal with, this fella. Your buddy, he's tough to deal with.
I'll tell you what, €1,300. Or they'll sit here for another 10 or 20 years.
I don't care.
Yeah.
There for 30 years.
I could tell he was kind of getting an itch, you know. I wasn't sure if it was an itch to kick me out of the room or an itch to try and take the offer that I'd put on the table. He's actually kind of a hard man to read.
Give me a 13.50 and we'll settle it. Go on, I have €50 profit.
Okay, deal. Look, I would have taken him for 15, but don't tell him that. I definitely need a whiskey after that now, to be honest with you. It was a really hard deal to get over the line, but you know what? It was worth it.
Them doors are there for 10 or 12 years, I'd say. You make money in them.
If I bought nothing else here today, those doors made everything worthwhile. And if you have a period property with high ceilings, these are the doors for you. They're an absolute find. Today was a bit of a challenge, but to be honest with you, I like a bit of a challenge like that. It makes leaving here with some good items even more satisfying.
In total, Ian spent €2,235 on 8 items at Curran's pub. And he'd be looking to make a profit of almost €1,800.
All right, James, thanks so much. We're all loaded up, all right? Really appreciate today.
Good luck to you.
Cheers.
Good luck.
Thanks a million, James.
Oh, they're welcome to come again. But bring more money the next time.
The boys' next port of call is Dingle Bay.
I told Butsy if we did well here today, we'd go out and we'd see Fungy the dolphin.
Since 1983, Fungy the dolphin has been a major tourist attraction in the area.
I hope he comes out and says hello. We've had a great day. It's a great way to top it off.
Yes, you can't come to Dingle without seeing Fungy, can you? There he is, there he is.
Where?
There.
Where?
He's just there, there you go.
It's great to finally see him, man, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is, thanks, man.
He's an Irish legend, really, isn't he?
One of the lads, isn't he?
Yeah, one of the lads, yeah, he loves the crack. He just wants to hang out with people, isn't he?
Back in Dublin, Ali and Vinny are in the bar with pub landlord Gary.
Oh, okay, they're after sending me a video now, but I see water, not a pub.
Hey, Ali, Vinny, we're here with Fungy. This is amazing. Fungy says hello to Max.
Max, look at that, Maxie. Funky saying hello to you. Are they on a holiday or are they meant to be out picking? They're just having a great time down there, that.
That was brilliant, wasn't it, man?
It was dead, yeah. I almost want to do it again, you know?
Same here, yeah. Listen, next time we come back with Vinny and Ali, let's go out there and do that. They'd love that.
The next day, the boys leave Dingle for a drive through the Kerry Mountains, bound for the town of Killarney, 45 miles away. Killarney Cathedral reminds Ian of one of the town's most famous sons.
You know Michael Fassbender grew up in Killarney?
No way, really?
Yeah, he was actually an altar boy in one of the churches around here.
You ever fancy yourself as a bit of an altar boy?
I actually was an altar boy.
Were you?
Yeah, I
Butter
was.
wouldn't melt, eh?
That's right, man. I used to always get the bell thing wrong. And also be ringing the bell and all the old people be confused. Somebody standing, somebody sitting.
The lads are heading for Killarney Antiques on the outskirts of town, where an eclectic mix of stock is curated by local dealer Pat O'Connor. Since 2007, Pat has been indulging a lifelong passion for antiques and collectibles.
I always had a kind of a graw for antiques, and I like doing deals. Wheeling and dealing, I suppose, is part of my nature. My father was a wheeler and dealer before me, and it's kind of in my blood. It's a lovely way to make a living.
Hello, Pat.
Hello.
Hello there. How are you? My name's Ian.
Ian, welcome. How are you? Welcome to Killarney Antiques. You've got this room, and you've got upstairs, and you've got around the back, garden furniture. You're free to wander wherever you want.
So you've got price tags and everything in here, Pat?
Every whole thing is priced. I pride myself in having everything priced.
Yeah.
So you know where you're starting from. And we might do some kind of a deal after.
You're open to a couple of deals anyway, Pat, are you?
There's always deals to be had.
Ian begins his journey through Pat's collection, and it's not long before Butsy discovers something he thinks will appeal to his mate.
Did you see this little honey balls class? I thought you like it because you like all that tacky stuff.
It's not tacky enough for me. Put a nice silver horse's head on the top.
Here's another one in, that's a bit tackier.
Not tacky enough to get into my house.
Ian is a lover of classic kitsch, and when he happens across a couple of cheesy ornaments, he just can't help falling in love.
Here's the old king, Butsy.
Oh, deadly. You're the devil in disguise, oh yes you are.
The Elvis heads are just too cool to ignore.
Elvis is the king. There'll never be another like him.
Butsy's a big Elvis fan. I guess I just like them because they're a little bit kitsch. You sing Elvis in karaoke, don't you, Butsy?
I have a little bit, yeah.
What's your favourite L number?
Since my baby left me, found a new place to dwell.
Oh man, Butsy, well done. Fair play. I'm impressed.
Don't call me the karaoke king for nothing.
Pat, would we get 2 kings for 50 quid?
I can see no reason why not.
Deal. 50 quid, 25 quid, an Elvis head. Myself and Butsy get to take a king home each.
Ian may have been all shook up by the Elvis heads, but there's no profit there. To make money today, he needs to look for items of a higher calibre.
I came down here to buy some prize items with Killarney provenance. Oh, yeah. 439. In here is priced at a retail level, whereas I'm looking at it from a dealer's point of view. I won't be paying these prices, and if I can't strike deals with Pat, I could be going home empty-handed.
As Ian ranges across Pat's diverse stock, he digs deep and discovers a quality piece that has some age to it.
Workmanship, man. Look, check it out.
Has 1889 written on the back here, isn't it?
1889. It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, there we go.
There we are.
A Killarney ware desk made in 1889.
Killarney ware furniture is an ornate style of local carpentry. It became popular after Queen Victoria visited Killarney in 1861, taking home some fine pieces with her back to the palace.
Never say no to a piece of Killarney ware.
I think it is part of the heritage. I think it's part of the folklore. It's part of the whole area of Kerry.
Where does he get all this stuff on?
It's all locally made.
I feel the print on that.
Yeah.
All this made around the same time then?
Mid-1800s up to kind of late 1800s.
12 grand in on there, isn't it?
It's pricey, man, but the workmanship that's gone into it is just something else, and the condition is just beautiful.
This is writing slope, Ian, and this particular one was belonging to Fanny Chatfield. She might have commissioned this one in Killarney when she came on a holiday to Killarney.
Yeah.
You've got Ross Castle, Muckross Abbey. This is the arbutus leaf, native to Killarney.
Of all the pieces of Killarney ware that he had, this appealed to me the most because the fact that it was personalised to Fanny Chatfield, and all her little personal effects were still inside.
It was expensive in its day, and it's expensive now.
What's the best you'll do on this one?
The price, the list price is 1930. Could do it for about 15 for you.
Yeah.
You know, because it's such a beautiful piece.
1,000 wouldn't do it for you anyway. On the Fanny Chatfield.
1,000?
1,000, yeah.
No, it would break the bank, it would break the heart, it would break everything.
Coming up, Ian thinks outside the box to try and revive the Killarney ware deal.
Pat, can we say 13 for this and the Fanny piece?
Not a hope.
And in the heart of the Kerry countryside, they gate crash a 19th century knees up, and Ian tries his luck.
Do you come here often, so love?
In County Kerry, Dublin dealer Ian Darling has reached a stalemate in his attempt to buy a 19th century writing slope.
1,000 wouldn't do it for you anyway.
No, it would break the bank, it would break the heart, it would break everything.
But he's not giving up on his mission to secure antiques with local provenance. So revisits a piece of Killarney art he spotted earlier.
This painting in the corner.
The Tork Mountain.
Exactly.
It's oil on canvas. I dated about 1870 to 1890, but it is just beautiful.
We looked out the window, and there's Tork Mountain, covered in mist. I'm reassured that it looks like that, though, on a nice, clear day. I saw you have 425 on it there.
Yeah.
Would you take 250 for that?
Not a hope.
Yeah, right. 300?
You're going the right direction.
Yeah.
I'd meet you in the middle.
You saying 350?
Yeah. Spot on.
What's bothering me is the stain at the top. It really spoils it, and it's just, it's very
it's
dull. We took it down from the wall. I basically, at that point, started to chip away at Pat's expectations on the value of the painting. Was that a tear there, do you know?
It's a little tear. It might have a bit of condition issues.
Pat, can we say 13 for this and the Fanny piece?
13?
13. Yeah, 1,300.
No. You're close.
13, I'll tell you.
I'll meet you in the middle.
1350.
I was at 15.
1350, and I'll come back to you, I promise. Deal? Sound. Gentlemen, thanks very much. I secured the big ticket Killarney items that I was looking for. By bundling the two items together, I've saved the best part of £1,000. The Tork Mountain oil painting, I'll double my money on that easily. I'm taking a price tag of €750. At the moment, I can sell the writing slope for €2,000. But if Ali can find out a bit more information about Fanny Chatfield, that price could rise to €2,500 to €3,000.
Have a look at this.
Oh, lovely. Nice bit of Killarney ware. Beautiful, very nice, very expensive stuff that. Very sought after.
Oh, look at the engraving.
What's a... Oh, Fanny Chatfield. Yeah, that's what we want you to research.
Whilst the locals downstairs in Mulligan's enjoy a lazy afternoon pint, Ali gets onto the case of the mysterious Miss Fanny Chatfield.
Hi, how are you? It's Ali here from Rare Irish Stuff. Is that right that you run the Chatfield Genealogy Society? I have a writing slope here with the name Fanny Chatfield actually engraved on it. I'm trying to kind of link it up to Killarney, and I was wondering by any chance would you have a link like that? Great. You've got 30 of them. Do you think we could narrow those down a bit maybe? Thanks for all your help. Bye-bye.
Back at Killarney Antiques, Ian heads to the backyard in search of more rare Irish items.
Oh, hey, what do you think of this thing? Look at this. You like to pick up Mary stuff every...
Yeah, I do, man. I like the antique ones.
I spotted the Virgin Mary first, and Ian really wasn't sure about it.
It's all right, it's just not old, though, is it?
As soon as he seen the light on the top of her head, he couldn't resist.
Cool. Geez, that changes everything. I just like it because it lights up. Do you like that, Butsy?
Of course I do, I love it.
She's got a solar panel.
She hasn't been moving or anything like that, has she?
No,
You know?
She never.
In 1985, in the town of Ballinspittle, County Cork, claims that a statue of the Virgin Mary was seen to move attracted curious crowds from all over the country.
Did you know anybody that saw a moving statue?
Yeah, my dad went down and saw it.
Your dad
So
did?
I did, then Mum, yeah, and he reckoned it did move.
It's just all that kind of religious iconography and all that. So
Yes,
particularly
it does, and it's on the way back.
Would you do 150?
150, not a hope. No, you'll be way off.
I could make it even money.
Yeah.
Even money. 200. You know?
Could we say 190?
Go on.
Yeah.
Do the deal. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Good
Pat.
man.
Thanks a million. Right. It's the Holy Glow that sealed the deal for me. Pat has another showroom out back, packed to the gills with smaller items. You've a fine array of stuff anyway, Pat, I have to say.
A lot of stuff.
So you have a good collection of books here. Countries of the world and status quo.
Brilliant band.
What about these pieces up here, Pat? There was 5 decorative casks, which I really, really liked. They're lovely little shelf pieces. One is for gin, one is for sherry, one is for whiskey, and the other one's for port.
You could see that they've got the way they're English.
Pat, I'd like to take the four that have the taps away for 100. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's a good offer.
Yeah?
That's a fair offer. I'll accept that.
That's sound. Would you throw in the last one without the tap for luck?
Yeah, go on, to be lost without it.
Thanks a
Take
million.
it.
That's
That'll be a
sound.
bit of cream.
Managed to get a great deal on the 4 casks. €100 for the 4. And Pat threw in the 5th one for luck.
It used to be called the luck penny, and rather than give back money, I like to give something concrete in all the deals. I always give something, and as a result of that, the whole universe will send it back to me again.
Just when you think you're finished in a place like this, it's always good to do a second lap to make sure you haven't missed anything. And sure enough, there was a glass cabinet full of bog oak antiques.
Bog oak is formed over millennia, when fallen trees are compressed in the acidic conditions of Irish bogs. By the mid-1800s, bog oak carving was widely practiced by craftsmen in the area around Killarney.
Check this out, man. Looks like bog oak.
Oh, it's all this.
Yeah.
It's not mean they're really old or something. Then.
Yeah, well, bog oak is usually 10,000 years old. I just want to talk to you about one item I saw in here. I like this little skillet.
A lot of it was done in the home, carved by the fire, and a lot of it was done in workshop. It is in perfect condition, handles and everything.
A small piece that really showcases how talented the Killarney craftsmen really were. I see you have 139 now. Would you take 90?
90? I'd be hoping for something closer to 110.
Yeah.
110.
Could we meet in the middle at 100?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Thanks a million. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. I've a client who's been looking for a nice piece of bog oak for a while now, and I've no doubt I'll get 150 quid for this piece.
Butsy gets busy loading the van with the pics of the day. From Elvis to the Virgin Mary via Turk Mountain. It's been quite the trip for Ian.
Pat is a fantastic dealer. He's a pleasure to deal with. He's got a great shop here, an absolute gentleman to boot. I'm definitely going to be back here. Pat, thanks so much for today.
Butsy,
Can't forget Butsy, yeah.
you take care.
Pleasure.
We'll meet again.
An outlay of €1,790 at Killarney Antiques could return significant gains for Ian. If Ali can track down the original owner of the writing slope, he could be looking at a profit well in excess of €1,800.
It all went well. I was pleased to see them, and I'd like it if they called again.
All right, Pat, thanks. See you later.
Right, see you, lads.
Pat.
All the best, lads. Take care. Thanks very much, lads. Take care.
The following morning, and the boys are still travelling through County Kerry. Butsy's on driving duty, but his navigation skills seem to be off kilter.
Where are we, man?
Well, I don't know. I thought the main road was meant to be up here.
I don't know. But from the looks of things, I think we might have gone off track here. What does the sat-nav say?
I don't know. There's no signal, but it's lovely. It's beautiful.
Came to Kerry to go picking, not sightseeing. It doesn't look like
It's a bit rocky here, isn't it?
Hey guys, whereabouts are you guys now?
Yeah, it's a pretty good question, actually. We're not really sure. Butsy's taking us the scenic route here. He blames the sat-nav, but we're hoping to get back on the right road soon enough.
So when you guys actually go and find the main road again, I need you to head towards the Ring of Kerry, okay? I'm after getting you guys special access to the Kerry Bog Village right beside Killarney. It's a heritage site that would have preserved the lives of people that would have lived in Kerry in the 1800s.
Cool, nice one, Ali. That's great.
Okay, bye-bye.
Another gold star for Ali there, man. She's going to be stealing your Employee of the Month crown shortly. Come on, Butsy, get us back on the road here, will you?
Yeah, a please would be nice.
Yeah, please, man, please, yeah.
Very unappreciated.
Once Butsy finds his bearings, the lads are soon on course towards Killarney and the nearby Kerry Bog Village, a lasting record of 19th century life in this part of the world.
American clients love this stuff, man. It makes them feel close to their ancestors, and this museum captures that time.
Ah, man, here we are.
Oh, nice. Looks good, man.
Does look good.
Tim, hey.
Hello, guys.
How's it going? Sorry we're a little bit late.
Not at all.
Ali sent us down. We had a bit of a detour on the way. We ended up in Dingle Bay, so sorry for...
Oh, very well. Good to meet you,
keeping
Butsy.
you.
Yeah. Welcome to the Kerry Bog Village.
Well, we're delighted to be here because we have a lot of American clients who are always looking for items to remind them and link them back to their ancestral home.
We've been making collections all the time, and we have a lot of duplicates as well that might be of interest to you.
That's fantastic. Sounds great, doesn't it?
Tim Mulvihill is the second generation of his family managing the village, a popular attraction since it first opened.
Started back in 1991. What we wanted to do is we wanted to show people the lifestyles and culture of the Irish people from years gone by. What we have is we have all the cottages as they would have looked like from the time period. And we just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a forgotten period of history in Ireland.
This is a museum, and I've got to keep in mind that museums are not in the business of giving their exhibits away. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky angle from a dealer's perspective.
We're delighted to have Ian and Butsy here. We'd like to give them anything that we have as a duplicate. If it can go to a good home and someone that will value it, well, then we'd be happy with that.
Just admiring some of the little bits and pieces you have around here. This is for storing bread.
That's correct, yeah.
Well, you could store a lot of bread in there anyway. I'd say we're probably the first dealers to come in through these doors and have a good look around and see what's for sale.
This chair here then is a kneeling chair. It was actually used for praying.
The thing for me is when I walk around here, I'm just kind of tempted by all these kind of really lovely items that kind of capture Irish country life back in the 1800s. For me, it's like a kid in a candy store. What's this picture over here?
As you can see, it's a kind of like an old bog road with the old cottages and the animals and mountains in the background.
Not far from old Kinvara in the merry month of May, when birds were singing cheerily, they came across my way. This frame was actually fairly crudely made, but you know, that's actually what drew me to it. It has buckets of character and it has a beautiful print in it to boot. It's a nice picture, Tim. Mm-hmm. Is that for sale, or?
If it's something that really interested you, perhaps we could.
It would, yeah. It would interest me, all right. I mean, this is the type of thing now for clients over in the US. If your ancestral home is Ireland and you're on faraway shores, then this piece will remind you of home. I'd offer you €60.
I could probably meet you at around maybe €80.
Could we meet at 70 in the middle?
Look, we'll meet at 70.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. I got the Colleen print for €70 and I'm very, very pleased with that. A little bit of a tidy profit, a lovely item. I'm happy to take it away with me today.
Perfect first buy.
Perfect first buy, yeah.
Oh, look at them. Oh, my God. They're Irish wolfhounds. They're not for sale. Why not?
Where are you?
Well, imagine this in the back of the Jeep with us in it. We have the crack.
They say about wolfhounds, gentle when stroked, fierce when provoked. So would these have been working dogs, Tim?
They would have been working dogs a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they would only have been owned by people of status as well.
So Tim, I guess every village back then would have had their own little drinking den. Does this village have one?
Absolutely, you know, and I'll bring you there now. It's just up here to this side here, our little shebeen.
A shebeen is historically a place where alcohol was sold and consumed illegally. It was also a focal point for community gatherings.
This is where the party would have been.
People would have gathered here and have had their socialising together.
This is a dude enjoying the poaching back
right,
in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
He's having a crack there.
Poaching and he's happy out.
It would have been tough living in Kerry in the 1800s. But one thing that would have taken your mind off it was poaching. And at 80% alcohol content, give or take, yeah, you don't need much.
This lady here then, of course, would have been normally playing the music here by the fire and giving out the entertainment.
Yeah, she doesn't look fit to be playing anything, to be fair. Give her your best Charlotte blind there.
So, do you come here often, or?
You have to throw the arm around it, you know.
Yeah, the old yawn. So that's a no then, love, is it?
Coming up, Ian is enthralled by a relic from the Great Famine of the 1840s.
There was one thing that was just calling me, and that was the famine pot.
The history using off it.
Yeah.
And back in Dublin, he pursues a sale on the stunning red glass Gothic doors.
They're worth 2.5, Mike. An absolute bargain, £2,000.
Dealer Ian Dowling is at the Kerry Bog Village in pursuit of reminders of Ireland's rural past.
We were in and out of a number of the cottages here in the village today, and there was one thing that was just calling me every time I saw it, and that was the famine pot.
These communal cooking pots date from the Great Irish Famine, which began in 1845 with the failure of the potato crop. By 1849, over 1 million people had died of starvation and famine-related diseases.
Tim, it's really interesting. Your centre point here of the village is the famine pots, and I guess what went from prosperous to desperate times.
A lot of people died from starvation, and these pots here, whether they were run by the soup kitchens or whether it was just local villages coming together to contribute into the pot, it was just the scraps that they were getting.
Yeah.
There was no finesse involved. It was just purely a case of survival and hoping that they'd live to see the next meal.
Would one of these famine pots be for sale?
Look, I could actually organise a sale of one of the famine pots. I do have a number of them, all right.
This is the one, man. This is the one I'd like, because that one's bigger and it's got the crack on the side. Yeah. This is the best one.
The history using off it.
Yeah, absolutely. What kind of money are we talking about?
For a pot like this, Ian, and with its significance for the village and the museum and for its history, I suppose it would be €1,000.
€1,000. Yeah.
I suppose it's just the scarcity of them, really, you know.
I'm hoping you're going to say yes to this, because it's my best foot forward. Would you take 800?
I can take 800 for this one, but I'd be able to take on 800 for a smaller pot.
Yeah. I really want this pot.
Yeah.
I really do.
To be honest, 1,000 is all I can let it go for.
God. Do you have provenance on where this particular pot was used?
I could try and find out more information for you, all right.
I'm going to 1,000 on it if he can get me the name of the workhouse, because that will add the extra value in terms of a resale. I was hoping to get it for an awful lot less, but look, if I want a famine pot, this is the place to get one. Going the extra mile on this, I know I'll get it back in the end.
It was bought in Tipperary,
okay.
County Tipperary, not too far away from Thurles, like that. All the information that was given from the guy that sold it was that it was used in a local workhouse from the Thurles area.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to shake at 1,000. That's okay with you?
Yeah.
I'll take it away for £1,000.
Yeah, okay, that's very good, yeah.
Listen, thanks very much, I appreciate it, Tim. €1,000, but it's the best famine pot that you could ever find. It's the best famine pot that any of my clients will ever find too. It's a fantastic piece of Irish treasure, in my opinion.
You all right there, yeah?
Yeah, a bit shook up.
Yeah,
a bit shook up, yeah. You know, tension of that, but look, it's a fantastic piece of history, and you know, been privileged to own it.
Ian spent €1,070 on two relics of 19th century Irish rural life and can expect to make a profit of around €900 once he's found them new homes.
Nice one, Tim.
Right, so Ian,
see you later, man. Thanks again. Cheers.
It's the first time, actually, since we've opened ever, that we've actually sold something from within the museum. We do believe that it would be going to people who have a real enthusiasm and respect for what they'd be getting, you know.
The boys bid farewell to the Kingdom County of Kerry. They're heading back to Dublin with a van full of historic picks from all over the county. At Mulligan's, the first items out of the boot are the red glass Gothic doors Ian haggled hard for in Dingle.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's up? How's things?
Wow, what do you have here?
Two old convent doors. Well, we think they're from a convent. We got these down in the pub, James Curran.
Oh, wow.
Nice bit of Gothic again. That's bubble glass as well.
Bubble glass, yeah, man. This is
original.
Like 200 years old or something, would you
Original,
reckon?
yeah, it's lovely. I'm saying about serious money, will it?
Got them down to $13.50.
What do you reckon you're going to get?
I think they're worth about 2.5.
Yeah.
But I think I might just flip them, to be honest with you. I have somebody that I think will be interested in these, and if I can get a couple of £100 out of it, just move them on.
I'd flip them.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful, they're very tasteful.
Ali takes some detailed photographs to send to the potential buyer for the doors. And Ian's keen to show Vintage Vinny the piece of personalised Killarney ware Ali has been investigating.
Vinny, I got this down in Killarney.
Beautiful.
Killarney ware. This is what I like the most about it, man. It's the name of Fanny Chatfield.
Oh, Fanny. I knew Fanny.
Ali was actually looking into Mrs. Chatfield here.
Yeah, I've got her phone number.
Yeah.
One of my old black books.
That would make her about 150 years old, Vinny.
Yeah, like a matured wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no saying. The old ones are the best.
Ali updates Ian with news of Fanny Chatfield.
I actually ended up finding Fanny Chatfield in the Musical Times. Musical Times would have been like a music newspaper publication back in Victorian times. And she was a soprano. She actually studied under Sir Julius Benedict, who wrote a very famous opera called The Lily of Killarney. So that's in there.
Cool.
I was thinking that maybe he was either maybe very fond of her as a student
Yeah.
and then maybe got it made for her, or then she went and actually maybe got it made for herself.
So that could be the Killarney connection then, could it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. With that information, I'll be sending this piece to auction and I'll be hoping to achieve 2,500.
With all that social history attached to it now, it's got to be worth 2.5 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, well done. Yeah, good man.
Cheers. Well done, Ali. Thanks a million.
Ian could hold out for a private buyer who would pay top dollar for the Gothic doors. But sometimes it makes better business sense to flip big ticket items to a fellow dealer and bank a quick profit.
Hello.
Mike, how's things? How are you?
Ian, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Did you get those pictures I sent you?
I did, yes. Nice Gothic doors. Well, it depends on the price.
They're worth 2.5, Mike. I mean, we both know that. I'll let them go to you for 2. An absolute bargain, 2 grand.
Would you do 1,500?
I couldn't do 15, Mike. I could take 100 quid off you now, but that would be about it. That's 19.
What about 16?
I couldn't go 16, Mike. You're getting a bargain, to be honest with you. An absolute bargain. These are one-of-a-kind doors. You know yourself. You saw the look of them.
17.
17. Look, I'll tell you what, sure, look, I'll let you have them for 18. That's the bottom line. I couldn't go any less than that.
Yeah, they're nice doors, though. I have to give it to you. I give it the 18 for them, no problem.
Yeah? Deal.
Good deal.
Good stuff, man. I'm looking at them right now and the light's just pouring through that red glass. Deal done at 18, so you got yourself a bargain. Congratulations on a great purchase there, Mike.
The deal is closed at 1,800 and a healthy profit of €450 in just 24 hours.
I know these doors are worth 2.5, but I'm happy to flip them and take a quick profit and move on. Great news, folks. Those doors are sold. The convent doors.
Really?
Yeah.
Good man.
Quick, isn't it?
How much?
18.
18.
So 450 profit.
450 profit. That's 150 for me.
Oh yeah, one of my favourite things is these. The king up on the shelf, 2 of them.
Elvis, Maxie, look, Maxie ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Great week, team.
Up the kingdom.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.